A data miner named NWPlayer123, who previously leaked news about Splatoon and Super Mario Maker, has discovered an ID listing for The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U eShop, alongside the classic icon from the game with Link and Wolf Link sort of side by side. Interestingly, a new render of Link has also shown up at some stores as part of Nintendo's recent retail rebranding, where they merged sort of the Wii U and 3DS sections into just the Nintendo section. It's based on his Twilight Princess design, but the colors are a little brighter. That could be related to Twilight Princess HD. It could have nothing to do with it. But point is, Twilight Princess HD, discovered in these files. What do we think?
Some background on how this was discovered. So the Nintendo Update servers have a listing for every title that is registered as available or possibly available on the Wii U eShop that often includes titles that haven't been released yet. Each title that they have on the server is assigned a title ID, and if you crawl through the title IDs, you can sometimes find some interesting things, and that's what appears to be what's happened here.
We've already seen several Zelda games remade this generation with Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, and Majora's Mask, but the Zelda team, like Eiji Aonuma, they've already said that they'd be open to more Zelda titles, remakes that is, and that if they were to do another one, it would probably be based on popularity, which makes Twilight Princess the obvious choice, because aside from Ocarina of Time, it sold way more than any other Zelda game.
Yeah.
So, it's not really surprising that this is what they would go with.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's all that surprising that we're getting an HD remake of Twilight Princess either. I guess if there is anything that I'm surprised by, which I don't know that there is, but if there is...
Colin is surprised by nothing.
Well, it's that it's coming to Wii U rather than happening anytime in the future, because, yeah, we've already got a bunch of Zelda remakes. Twilight Princess is the best-selling Zelda game to date, I think, besides Ocarina of Time. Maybe... It's actually number one, isn't it?
If you count the 3DS remake, then Ocarina is more.
Right, but at the same time, given that the Wii and GameCube versions of Twilight Princess came out simultaneously, that I think that still puts it ahead of the N64 Ocarina.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, anyway, so this is clearly a game with a whole lot of mass market appeal, and I think by putting it on Wii U, they're sort of missing this opportunity to... not necessarily regain, because it is just a remake, but at least get some sort of credit with the harder core community who liked Zelda in past years, when it wasn't quite like Wind Waker, when it wasn't quite like Skyward Sword, when it looked visually a lot more like the kinds of games that modern hardcore gamers are interested in.
We've talked before about how when Nintendo launches NX, that would be a perfect time to sort of rebrand and try to shed this image that they only make kiddie games. And, like you said, trying to attract, maybe the older or former Zelda fans. So I think a big, full-blown HD remake of Twilight Princess, really built from the ground up instead of just prettied up a little bit, that would be an interesting idea to launch NX, just because it was so successful in helping launch Wii.
Yeah. At the same time, I don't know, I think a better opportunity for that whole sort of rebranding would be a different Zelda game.
Oh, definitely.
Just because, as much as Wind Waker and Skyward Sword, I love games like these, but, I also recognize the hardcore crowd that likes games like Ocarina of Time, like Twilight Princess. They're what made Zelda important at all, ever. And games like Wind Waker, games like the, Phantom Hourglass, games like Triforce Heroes, they really sort of strip away that hardcore audience that made Zelda worth anything. So by doing that, they're really just keeping the very hardcore fans who are dedicated specifically to the Zelda brand, rather than to the kinds of games and experiences that the popular Zelda games offered. So, I think they would be better suited to do that at a time when it's a new game, a new console. But I think it's important to do it.
I think it's possible that given that Zelda Wii U was kind of pulled back behind the curtain for a little while, and that we haven't very intentionally not been shown anything in the past, several months, it's very possible that they're rethinking the whole visual direction of that game as well. In which case, Twilight Princess HD might be a good opportunity for them to do a HD test of how those graphics might actually look in a real time.
Like they did with Wind Waker for Zelda U.
Right, exactly. I know we thought that Zelda Wii U was actually fairly pretty, but at the same time, I don't think it really struck a chord with the sort of mainstream gaming audience. And
I don't think it did.
I think that's an audience that Nintendo thinks is critically important for a game like Zelda, which has traditionally been their sort of bread and butter hardcore fantasy game.
Yeah, completely.
So I think they kind of have to show people that they're serious about Zelda again, and the Twilight Princess remake would give them a good opportunity to put that in front of people sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's true. Although it does... I'm so torn on Zelda Wii U because at the same time, I think Zelda does need this sort of rebrand that says, hey, we still love Zelda fans, but we also love the people who got Zelda NE fans in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Zelda U's current visual style is not the game to do that. But I love that style so much.
Yeah.
It's like far and away my favorite one. And it's like Miyazaki and it's like gorgeous. And I literally, at E3, Barry Herbers, who's unfortunately no longer with Gamnesia, we were sitting there watching the stream and we just stared at each other in awe. And this huge hug just erupted. Because we knew this is what we want.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well, especially the environment artwork, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like, that was what stuck out to me.
But at the same time, it's just, like, as much as I love that so much, I know it's just, that's not gonna sell.
Yeah, and Zelda's too important a franchise
Not
to
to
kind of
sell.
waste its potential on a game that's not gonna sell.
Yeah. Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.